Hello and welcome to the Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Ryan. I am here with my co-hosts Josh and Ethan, and this is week 14. This is our week 14 review.
Ryan's
It's
back
been
from
a
the
great
dead.
week, guys. We kind of skipped out on our news and injuries podcast this week. All of us were just busy doing things in life. We're not really able to do it. So we're back. We're back after a couple of
Yep.
days of
Yeah.
yeah, just doing our own thing. So, week
Ooh.
14,
Okay,
guys.
Eckler.
How are you feeling about it?
Um, I'm,
Pretty meh.
I was scared at first. Actually, I'm still scared because I need to figure out my quarterback situation in the Dynasty League, but otherwise, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it was just a pretty meh week.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it in the first game, but I
Yeah.
want to kind of explain why Thursday was incredible to watch.
Yeah, so let's just go
Oh,
ahead and jump to
no.
the Thursday game.
Mike Williams making an appearance.
Raiders versus the Rams. It was a Thursday night game.
Dude, this was a heck of a
Josh,
game,
why don't you go ahead
honestly.
and take it away?
All I have to say is for you to drive to basically have a 98, 99-yard game-winning drive when you haven't been with the team for over 48 hours at the quarterback position is
I tip my
so
hat.
impressive. So good on you, Baker Mayfield, because I also
But I
think
mean,
he
that's
bought
Baker.
himself 5 years. Like back
Like,
against the
That's
wall.
Baker,
That's
though.
how you yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he
That's
did a
all I
really
wanted to
good
say.
job.
It's just so impressive, honestly.
And that's with them really getting to him. I mean, 4 sacks. So they were disrupting in the backfield.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's still kind of shocking how
well, it's
even
just
the
a tale
Rams
of two
had a
halves.
chance. Yeah, really a tale of two halves. I agree with you, Ethan. Yeah, because
Because it was what, 16-3? Or was it 13-3 going into halftime?
it was
it was 13-3.
16-3.
It was 13-3.
13
Oh,
3
yeah,
at halftime.
13-3 at half, and then 16-3 in the fourth quarter. But even then, like, tale of two halves for Devontae Adams. Really good first half, disappeared second half.
Yeah.
Absolutely disappeared. So,
Yeah, I mean,
and
the only person
I
who
mean, we
really
can just get
did
into the
much is
stats.
Jacobs.
Yeah, we can really just get into the stats. Cam
Start with
Akers
Raiders.
obviously controlled that backfield for the Rams.
Start with Raiders.
Baker had
Still
a
didn't look
decent
good.
game.
Yeah.
It wasn't fantastic, but he did have that,
Better in the
90,
second half.
90
Yeah,
something
definitely
yard
better in the second.
drive. So, Skronik, Ben Skronik,
It's chronic.
pretty good.
I mean, he's really been
sorry.
the true number one since Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp went down. So I would say, and then Higby's been kind of hurt, not hurt. So it's kind of been
He's just been
Skowronek's show.
phased out. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Keenan Allen is so good.
Yeah, I've got to have Keenan Allen and Tyreek do nothing this week. I need to have them do nothing.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yes, I know. It's a lot to ask for.
Tyreek, please don't kill me.
Exactly.
Tyreek goes off for 200 yards.
Yeah.
No, but Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, I won't hurt your fantasy hopes.
Josh Jacobs had a good game. Devontae Adams just disappeared again, and he had 71 yards, but only 3
They're just not in
receptions on
sync.
7 targets.
Well, it's hard to say that they're not in sync if
I mean, they've
we're
been
in week
clicking.
14. Like that's
I mean,
yeah, they've been clicking the last few
Yeah.
games, and then this one I don't understand
But
necessarily what.
That's why I
It's
say
like-
they're not in sync. Because it's like, oh, they have 2 really good games and then 2 kind of off games. And then, oh, they're really good
Yeah.
again and then not good. Like, I think they just need more time together.
yeah,
I just think they just need to make it an emphasis and be like, look, let's get Devontae his touches.
well, I mean,
and
Well,
let's
yeah,
keep it going.
that's
but
why they made touch charts, but not everybody uses them.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, this is where I kind of went, I don't know what McDaniels was doing.
Because that was my whole job back at CDA was I'd sit up there in the box for offense and I would just how many touches that person got. And then, in between drives, you called down the head coach, hey,
yeah,
Sauce has only gotten 2 touches after 3 drives. And then you look at the scoreboard, you're down 10 points, and you're like, oh, my best player has touched the ball 2 times. We're down 10 points. Okay, this is tracking.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's about it for that. Derek Carr looked like junk.
Eesh.
So,
Eesh.
but yeah, that's about it for that game. Let's go
Shades
ahead
of a
and move
younger
on
Derek Carr
to
today
ooh,
or Thursday.
ooh, big play. No, okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the
No.
Jets and Bills. This was a pretty
Baltimore?
good game.
Oh.
It's pretty down to the wire.
Defensive game.
So yeah, defensive game for sure. But
Mike White went to the hospital. Hope he's okay.
yes.
Oh, did he really?
And yeah, he
Yeah,
went to
after
the
the game, he went to the
hospital.
hospital.
Yeah, he was taken away in an ambulance.
I did not
Keenan?
hear that.
I was
Oh, he's not gonna
watching the
score.
analysis of it, and they were saying he could have injured some of the lower ribs in his right rib cage,
Ooh.
and that could end up in a laceration of the liver or a punctured lung. But more than likely, if he had a
man.
punctured lung, he'd be,
Yeah, I hope he's
or
okay.
either of those things, he'd be going to the hospital a lot sooner. But yeah, I think he waited until like after the game to go. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, you
he
could
may
tell
be
in how
back
he
next
threw at
week,
the
he may
very
not.
end. Yeah, you could tell how he threw at the very end. It was just not good. It was like, ew,
Yeah.
something's off.
If DeAndre Carter hadn't slipped, he was scoring.
Oh,
But yeah,
Um,
Zonovan Knight.
Looking at the Jets, man, like Zonovan Knight. Hey, look at us in sync, buddy. Good
Yeah.
job. Look at us.
who could
Look at us. We said it pre-podcast, but yeah, dude, Zonovan Knight. We talked about him in our little pre-Sunday show. As someone to look forward to, and yeah, he showed out. He looked great.
Yeah,
today.
and Michael Carter's first game back from injury, he didn't look good at all. He wasn't given any chances.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they're going to go with
and he lost a fumble.
I think they're going to go with the hot hand with Zonovan Knight. So
don't
may
mess
ride
with the
him for the rest of
Zonovan?
the year.
That didn't feel. Yeah, don't mess
No.
with the Zon.
Zamboni. The Zamboni.
No.
Don't mess with the Zohan. The Knight.
Zon. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the Knight.
No.
I don't know.
Nah, that didn't work. That didn't work.
We could call him the Dark Knight. No, that doesn't work. But yeah. So
Guys,
Garrett,
none of this is.
We're trying. We're trying.
Garrett
We're
Wilson,
trying.
we're trying to come up with a nickname for Zonovan Knight. It's not working. But Garrett Wilson.
What about the Zamboni?
7 targets.
You don't like that?
What?
You don't like the Zamboni?
Zamboni's pretty good.
I don't know.
Or the Zonboni?
I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't know.
No.
That one was even. The Zonboni was even worse.
Yeah, you see. All right, we're gonna have to workshop this. We're gonna have to workshop it.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
Okay. All right.
Nah.
All right. So Garrett Wilson, 7 targets, 6 receptions, and 78 yards. Pretty impressive. I love the fact that Elijah Moore got involved in this game. 10 targets.
Yes,
man. That is great to see. I love that.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, though, I think the Jets need to just swallow their pride and bring back Zach.
I think they're in a position where they have no choice but to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just Roger Goodell like correcting.
Because here's the thing. Think about it this way. If you're trying to make a run for the playoffs, right? You have to at least beat Miami. That's the last game back. You can kind of skip Detroit because it's an NFC game.
Yeah.
But Mike White, if you want him there as playoffs, you need him there for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
I don't know. They need Zach. It's just I don't know. The Jets, unsurprisingly, are a mess.
Yeah,
they are, but their defense is looking surprisingly tough. And I think
I wouldn't say surprisingly.
But if they get their offense together next year, they could end up doing something for real.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, considering, let's think of like all the O-line issues they had in training camp. Like they lost Becton, they were losing Dwayne Brown, and then not even talk about this year, Breece Hall as well. So I think it's fair to say they may actually be a quarterback away. I think it's fair to say it, and that's
the Buck.
I think they're a coordinator.
Oh no, go ahead.
You think? Ooh, I'm down to have that discussion because with him,
I'm inclined to side with Zach Wilson and saying they need to play calling change.
which I mean, knowing Saul, I don't think they would because it was someone from that Shanahan tree as well. But
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
you don't
I think
have to
he's
be
done good
high up to
things.
see that the offense isn't working.
Yeah, he's done good things, but I will also say that he's probably had the most question marks at anyone out of the Shanahan coaching tree, in my opinion.
Right. Well, he was Shanahan tree, but on defense. Like you can't.
Mhm.
Well,
You
no,
can't
not.
associate.
Well, I'm not saying Saul. I'm saying Mike LaFleur, the
Oh,
offensive
okay,
coordinator.
got you.
Gotcha.
I'm talking
Gotcha.
from the offensive coaching tree. We should have clarified that.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, let's talk about the Bills side. This is probably the first bad game you'll ever see out of Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs didn't get a whole
Well,
lot of
it was
work.
just
5
like early. The
targets.
Bills were just.
It was
flat.
also raining. It was like the weather had
Okay,
been
that's
impact
probably
as
fair.
well. Like
That's probably
Singletary,
fair.
Hines, James Cook all didn't really do that much. It was basically Josh Allen go win the game.
I mean, that's
And
how it is every
he sure
game.
did.
So,
Yeah,
unfortunately for them,
that is true. Yeah, that
that is
is
literally
true.
every game. So,
Next
yeah,
game.
Very
yeah,
true.
we can go ahead and go on to the next game. There's not much to talk about.
Ah,
I mean, other than Dawson
who is
Knox,
the next game, Ryan?
other than Dawson Knox,
Oh yeah,
scoring the first touchdown this
back.
year against the Jets. Like the
Good for him.
Jets have not allowed a touchdown to a tight end this year, other than today.
Ha! Streak over.
Wow.
I don't know. I just heard that while I was watching it. And
Who
I'm
do we
like,
got next?
wow, that's actually pretty impressive considering it's
That
No,
week 14.
Dude, take the compliment.
So
Take the inside crown.
yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to our next matchup, which is the Browns versus the Bengals. I'm gonna say this. I called it.
Oh no.
I think it's time. I think it's time to get rid of Nick Chubb. If you have him on
well,
your
you
fantasy
can't.
team.
Good. Yeah. Good
Oh,
luck with
shot.
that.
I think you should have done that.
Greenlaw.
What is it, 3 or 4 weeks ago when I first proposed it? I think you should have done it then, because now it's going to
Yeah.
be hard to get rid of him. So, yeah, good luck, y'all. But
Well, I mean,
yeah, because Deshaun Watson, I think, is eating into the run game.
well, the issue is that, yeah, I mean, he is. It's the 42 passing attempts, and you only give Nick Chubb 14 carries. Like,
Well, and
yeah,
Deshaun Watson has 6
that's going to do it.
too.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So even
now,
on top of that,
in their defense, they were behind and trying to get back in. In
That's
their
true.
somewhat defense.
and on top of that, like the drop back passing game, like your 3, 5, like 7 drops is,
Mhm.
I mean, it's good. It's just not the best, and so, like, it was hard. It was going to be hard for them to catch up anyway.
Yeah.
I know the big injury in this game. I know Trey Hendrickson, one of the top DNs, first since he did, I think, broke his wrist.
He broke his wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be interesting to see how Cincy's defense recovers. I do not know the backup off the top of my head. So, and how that would go.
And Tyler Boyd went out with an injury, and T. Higgins was out with an injury.
T. Higgins. So now it's just Jamar Chase.
Which is funny
Jamar Chase
because he came back from an injury last week. That's crazy. But I think Jamar Chase is coming back to his old form, and
oh God, I love a good physical linebacker play like that.
And when the other two come back, I mean, I hope they don't come back till the end of the season, for at least the next couple of weeks.
You're just saying
because I want.
You're just so.
Because I want Jamar Chase to eat up all of those targets.
He's a homer.
He got 15 targets today. 15.
So here's the fear. Honestly, here's the fear, and I mean, I think since he countered it really well with the flea flicker. But what will teams do now if T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd miss extended time?
Yeah.
Because if we're looking at
triple team.
It's Tampa and New England. I would not be surprised if New England throws a
Ooh.
double at Jamar Chase
Yeah.
and says, "Good luck, figure this out."
Mhm.
And
Well, New England will probably single him and then double the backside, a la
well,
Belichick special.
well, no, because what Belichick likes to do, he still likes to do the Flores special, which is the double the one, and then you put your best corner. Well, he hasn't really done the best corner on the number 2 receiver since Gilmore left, but
Oh,
I
that's true.
definitely think that you're gonna see a lot more double teams,
Yeah.
and this is now just attrition, so it's like, all right, Cincy, let's see what you can do here.
Yep. And I don't think
Yeah.
I can't remember which one, whether it was Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins. I think one of them is going to be back next week.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's
I'm
T.
pretty sure
I'm
it's T.
pretty sure it's T,
but
but it's hamstring. That's what
Mm.
concerns me, is that it can flare back up at any
yeah.
point.
Hopefully this week
Right.
is good for him.
AKA shades of Mike
Oh,
Mike
God.
Evans.
Yeah.
But what's the
Yeah.
next game, Ryan?
Well, yeah. Well, you guys don't want to talk about DPJ?
Look, one of our now or never players.
Oh, sorry. I
would
thought
have
we already
brought-
mentioned him because we went.
And
Well,
and
we can't
David
flip-flop
David
then.
Njoku. You guys got to talk about him too.
Oh, that is true. So tight ends
Okay,
came to play this
Njoku's
week.
back, and DPJ, he was everything we told you he would be. If you didn't play him, shame on you.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Judge.
Nope, that you couldn't have said it better.
I
Yeah.
tried to tell you. I've been singing his praises for 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's just that
I'm
second
not crazy.
it's that second receiver spot is so
Yeah.
weird for Cleveland.
But
Yeah,
But
I mean, I
he's
think there's
good.
enough for
he
both
is
of them.
good. He is good.
There
And
if you're throwing the ball
and
42
I think,
times, there should
yeah,
be.
I think we might have flexed into a new position for the Browns. You know, with Deshaun Watson at the helm now, they have somebody that can throw, that can run, that can he's
He had some
athletic
bullets today.
and he can do it. So they're not leaning on the run the whole time. So I think there may be
Mike Williams is back.
there may be games that Nick Chubb doesn't get the volume that he normally does. And you know, that's Nick
Right.
Chubb's specialty. When he gets that volume, oh, he's great. He's a top, I mean, shoot, a top 3 running back when he gets that volume. But I just don't know if he's going to be getting that anymore or as much.
But what I don't get though is that Stefanski's specialty is the run game.
Yep.
And so the fact to just completely abandon it makes no sense.
Well, you may
to me.
not completely abandon it, but I'm saying that he's not going to get as many opportunities because they actually can throw
in games
now.
like this.
Because they've had Baker.
Well, that and in games like this.
I think it's still. I'll be honest with you. I think there is a remains to be seen with this, like, I guess with Deshaun at quarterback with him there. It's just because they're 1-1, and we can even say the win wasn't even by his doing.
Yeah.
It was literally the defense won
the
that
defense
game.
and special teams went crazy.
And for this one, it's I don't care like the passes and what you think he can do. Like you can tell he hasn't played football in a year and a half.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
So
Right.
so that's my issue. Is at some point it's like if you want to make this ugly, stop giving Nick Chubb the ball.
Yeah.
But if you want to make yourself look confident and even be there for next year, because we all know how Cleveland is not a good rep for continuity.
Yeah.
I do find this to be interesting because I can see them course correct very quickly.
Yeah.
Out of necessity. I think you were right that this is what the plan they wanted. But if they lose another game, I mean they do play Baltimore next week, so that gets
That one will be interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Palmer, what a play. Oh, did that toe come down?
Did you get it?
I don't think he did.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
Did he?
Okay.
He dragged it halfway through.
Ooh.
Shoot, that was a close one. All right. So we didn't really talk about the run game on. Actually, we didn't talk about the Bengals at all. Joe Burrow.
Well, I mean, we talked
All
about
right, boys.
Chase,
Come
we
on
talked-
with this flip floppy bull crap.
No,
Come on.
I mean, Joe Mixon to P Ryan. It was just it was a pretty normal game for both of them.
Yeah.
But
Ryan got the
they
only
did use
touchdown,
P
yeah.
Ryan more.
Yeah, Mixon
On to the
didn't
next
get as
one.
A little,
much
yeah.
volume, but
Not even worth
he
talking
got
about.
good work. Jamar Chase, that like I said, that Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack, looking sweet.
Uh,
I love
All
it.
right, let's talk
Yeah,
Houston.
let's go Houston Dallas now. That's
Okay. So let's go ahead.
Dallas
let's-
almost got the roasting of a
Yeah.
century. Let's
Yeah.
start with the Cowgirls first.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's start with the Cowgirls.
If you start it, look, I was tempted in the dream lineups to have both Cowboys running backs in, and I would have felt very vindicated.
Yeah,
Pollard and
Yeah,
Zeke did really
both of
well.
them played well.
they did really well. I mean, Tony
Did
Pollard.
either of them get
Well,
passing?
no,
work? Elliot. Okay,
yeah, no.
Elliot did a little bit.
Pollard got saved by the passing work. He
Yeah.
was 4 or 5 for 20, and the touchdown. Basically, the touchdown saved Pollard. Otherwise, the ground game wasn't very good. Zeke was a little
Yeah.
bit better, 15, 62, and 1.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
I mean, both good. 10 for 42 for Pollard and the touchdown, and then in the receiving game, 4 for 20 and a touchdown.
mhm.
yeah, and
Dalton Schultz.
Schultz is coming up, dude. Man, I wish I didn't trade him, but he's. I know like if you look at season rankings that he's the 19th ranked tight end. When he's been on
Yeah.
the field, he's been top 3.
Well, okay, that there needs to be a correction on that. Because when him and Dak Prescott have been on the field together, he has been a top
That's
tight
true.
end.
That's fair.
Because
That's true.
when Cooper Rush was in there, he wasn't hardly looking at Schultz at all.
Yeah.
So
Well, Cooper was all about Noah Brown
Yeah.
yeah. So having Dak in
for
there
whatever reason.
helps Schultz because he trusts Schultz and looks to him. So honestly,
Right.
I don't know if Schultz is going to be going anywhere next year. Because I think they're
No,
going
probably
to try
not.
to
But they
keep
won't
him.
have to show.
No,
up a
I think
lot
they'll
to
keep him.
Yeah.
I think your big question is Zeke, because I think you have a Zeke versus Pollard debate right now.
And I'm going with Pollard.
Well,
I'm
and-
going
Thank
with
you.
Pollard
And
too.
Pollard is showing not only just better rushing ability, other than his third down and like short yardage punch it in skill. Like that's the one thing that he really lacks. I mean, he's just explosive everywhere else on the field. So I don't understand. I don't understand where these like the people who are backing Zeke. I don't understand it. I don't get it. You have a
I mean, here's
more explosive running back. It's just I don't know.
if you want to
Maybe
know
you can
where
explain it
things
to me.
get interesting here. So this year, if they were to cut him this year, he has 30 million in dead cap. And if they cut him June 1st or pre-June 1st for 2023, it goes down to 11.8 million dead cap. Still a lot for a running back.
Yeah, but they may be able to eat that with the cap.
Yeah, I'd
Or-
rather them trade him though.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
possibility of a trade, and if you go trade, all the numbers are kind of still the same. But if you go post June 1st, your dead money in 2023 is 5.8 mil. So
that's
we
not
can
bad.
see Zeke being a late
Yeah.
cut or a late trade. Personally, I think that's definitely on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility of that. So
But on to the Texans.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go
We
on
don't
to
need
the
to talk about
Texans.
CeeDee Lamb.
Damian
No.
Pierce, this just proves that when he gets volume, he's at least a wide receiver. or
He'll
a
score.
running back too. You know,
Yeah,
he's
I mean, he
he's
still didn't
decent.
do great, but
No,
Not-
he didn't do great.
Honestly,
but-
my fear is that he becomes just like James Robinson, and then they get someone else, and it
Mm,
makes him
yeah.
completely irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah. who knows?
We'll
But
see.
at least for now, he's the one leading that backfield. So, um,
Yeah, and I do like him. They
but
just need to upgrade the offensive line. But
Yeah,
they have
definitely.
multiple first round picks to do that. So
yeah.
Yep.
But the surprise this game was Chris Moore. 11 targets, 10 receptions for
yeah,
124
I was so
yards.
I was so back on
Good for
Chris Moore because like there were weeks where he was really good. There's been weeks where he's been non-existent. Like I wouldn't pick him up. He's just too many question marks.
Hmm. See,
yeah, but
I
if we're
don't know.
looking recently, he's too volatile for me because if we look at like the past couple weeks, I mean, we were looking at him, I guess maybe during Washington, you're like, ooh, 5 to 7 targets, not too bad. But if we're looking at like the last 2 weeks, Miami 3 targets, Cleveland 3 targets, and so granted that was Kyle Allen, but
But there's no guarantee that going
yeah,
forward he's going to keep up the volume.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going at. It's like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Like
I should chase it.
I mean I wouldn't because you know what? Maybe he wins you that week, but at the same time, he's more than likely to cost you that week
Yeah.
rather than win you.
Yeah.
So now if you have nothing to lose, why not?
Yeah.
But if you're on a team like, oh, I need one more piece, who can I go to? It's not going to be Chris Moore.
No.
I agree with that. He would have been a good now or never
He's a
player. He would have
he's
been.
a good deep, very, very deep flex. Like if you have multiple flexes or if you have a lot of injuries on your team, pick him up because he could end up if the other wide receivers on the Texans end up having more injuries and they don't show up for games, then he's a plug and play. So that's about the only excuse for having him in your lineup. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and because I think we're done with that matchup. Let's go on to the disappointment of the day for me, the Vikings Lions game. Kirk Cousins balled
Yeah,
out. I
baby.
mean,
Yeah.
it was a shootout between Cousins and
400
Goff.
yards.
So they
Oh my gosh,
went
Eckler.
off. Yeah. 425 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cousins. And let's see. Yeah, 330
Dalvin Cook,
yards
a
and 3
major
touchdowns for
disappointment.
Goff.
Yeah,
So
guys, what do you do about Dalvin Cook next year?
I mean,
Because
I mean, I really think it's time to get rid of him.
that's a
yeah,
definite
like
possibility.
that's
I mean,
fantasy wise, I say yes.
yeah.
Speaking of which, did you beat Eller in my league, Ryan, to get into the playoffs?
No, he has to lose to the person that he traded with. He
Oh,
has to
he has to
lose.
lose to.
He has to
Okay.
lose to Kalzer, and it's looking like he's not going to. So either that or I have to
we need to score up.
either that or I have to outscore him, but he's already at 158 points and I'm at 117. There's no way I'm going to get to 58. So yeah, so I think
Who do you have left, Ryan?
He's going to be beating me.
Let's see here. Oh, but you might
I've
lose to
got
Alex anyways.
Ramondre. I've got Ramondre, and that's it. Ramondre.
Oh yeah, well, because Cowser left in Chase Edmonds because
Yep.
he probably didn't set his lineup to
Yeah.
throw.
Yeah, he I think he threw.
But
'Cause he
what
wasn't.
saved Josh is he put in Evan.
Yeah, Evan Ingram would have killed him.
You want me to force put in Damian Pierce and let's see what happens?
Oh my goodness, is this
I'm all for the collusion.
is this collusion? Oh my goodness, we can't.
No.
I'm pretty
we
sure.
can't allow
I'm pretty sure
this.
he
We
would
can't
lose.
allow
I'm pretty sure
collusion.
he would lose.
As much
No,
as I
we
want
can't allow
to.
that.
No, you're just gonna have to beat him in the playoffs. You just have to kick his butt.
Yeah, Ethan. This
Right.
this is you guys.
Well, I have a first round bye.
Well, second round then.
Wait,
But
so who has to face him?
going
Who's
back to our
I don't think he's on my side of the bracket.
Oh,
Going back
I
to our
face
Dalvin Cook
him again
conversation,
next
though.
week.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you're in the playoffs right now.
Oh,
You play him first round in the playoff. Well, unless you lose.
If I lose, I'm still
Oh
in the.
no, it wouldn't
We
matter
just swap
because
positions if I
yeah,
win.
yeah. If you lose, so you either play Josh or Kowser in the playoffs,
Nice.
and it's probably better if you lose because then you don't have to play me second round if you beat Josh.
Honestly, I know I'm going to lose to either you or Alex. I mean, that's you guys have just
No, I think you could
you
be
guys have
Alex.
juggernauts for teams. So okay, let's get back to it.
Something like that.
So
Yeah,
Jamal
so-
Williams, DeAndre Swift again, only 6 carries.
But I
So
also think that's just how the game went. Like they were
yeah,
clicking through the air. And which I actually want to bring up one person before anything, and that's a one man, Jameson Williams.
yep. He touched the
I
ball
don't look
once.
scored.
He scored, and it was blown coverage. Nobody was even near him,
Again.
and he scored a touchdown. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily
And so
consider that skill.
I wouldn't
but it's good that he got the points.
no, but it does give Detroit their deep threat. Like, I mean, we gotta start talking about this
Yeah.
now. Detroit's in playoff contention right now. Like they
Yeah.
can legitimately make it.
If
And
the
so
Vikings
they
lose
need a
out.
deep threat.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can make wild card. I'm not saying divisional.
Yeah, they can make wild card, definitely.
Yeah, and so if we're gonna look at it from that point of view, like Jameson Williams, I think could be interesting, but he is just a deep threat at this point.
Yeah.
Until I see more targets from him, he will just be a deep threat.
Hmm.
So, like, to be honest with you, I will probably drop him from fantasy teams, like redraft, because I don't know what. Again, we kind of questioned whether the impact was going to be there this year, and based on this game,
Right.
I'm happy that he scored though.
Yeah,
I
because
still
it
don't
shows
think
his
that.
big game ability or big play ability, but
Yeah,
he's not trusted by Goff yet. So
not yet,
we'll
but it doesn't
leave
matter
out.
because Goff. Good night.
Yeah. I mean, Goff had a game, but he spread the ball around quite a bit. I mean, Chark,
He really did.
Reynolds, Amon-Ra, they all had 6+ targets. And Amon-Ra
Yeah,
led it.
that's the important thing.
Led all of them in targets, but he just couldn't
Right.
catch the dang ball. And he didn't get he was the
Yeah,
only one that didn't get a touchdown. I'm so frustrated by that. But it's all right.
yeah, and even if you look at like Swift or like Jamal Williams still got a crap ton of the carries,
Yeah.
but I think he was used on a lot of the short yardage.
Mhm.
And then with like, I'm not going to be upset about Swift this game. This game just kind of got out of hand very quickly,
Right.
and then Minnesota had to claw their way back.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, yeah, like when Chark has
But
94, like
I-
Amon-Ra has 68, Josh Reynolds has 51,
I'm going
and
to be
Jamal Williams has 41. Like,
yeah. Let me also just say this. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson should right now be getting head coaching looks.
let him go to Denver.
I don't know. But I think he's done an incredible job this year, just as because the Lions offense has been competent the entire year. And I mean, obviously they've had a couple bad games here and there.
Early on, it was just their defense.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
45 points a game.
Yeah. But now like they're finally kind of figured it out. The play for Penny Sewell, your starting right tackle, to be in motion and you throw him the ball.
Well
you realize
done.
how to ice the game? Do you realize how much guts that takes?
Hey, well done.
Well, yeah, well done. Because that dude, I'm in love with that play.
Hit us with the
That's
next game.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'm in love.
That's hilarious though. Okay. So our next
Also,
game,
Justin Jefferson.
yes, Justin Jefferson broke the Vikings single game receiving record with 11 receptions.
Yeah, Chris Carter and Randy Moss,
223 yards, which now puts him as the receiving leader, I believe, in the league right now.
This is real.
I think that puts him above Tyreek.
Ooh.
Well, that's enough JJ talk.
So
We'll have to see how Tyreek does this week, though.
Zero flowers.
So
On to the next game.
on to the next game. It was the Jacksonville Trevor Lawrence's versus the Titans. He took
Dude, what a
he
game.
took Jacksonville.
What
I
on his
didn't see this
shoulders.
game. What happened?
Like
He
the first half,
balled.
Tennessee was just kind of running them over, and then
Yeah.
in the second half, well, like end of the second into the second half, Trevor Lawrence was just that guy.
Trevor Lawrence
was
was
just
going nuts, man. I mean, and
Yeah, 3
Evan
tutties,
Ingram,
30 for 42, 368.
yeah, Evan Ingram and Zay Jones were like his favorite targets. 15 targets for Evan
Zay
Ingram
Jones.
and 12 for
One
Zay
of our
Jones.
that was one. I think that was one of our.
That was
Now or never
my
players.
now or never player with Zay Jones, and boy did he
Yeah.
come through.
But I am just so excited to see what Trevor Lawrence, is doing.
I'll be
or,
on-
well,
Keeps,
will
like,
be
going
Ryan,
into
Ryan,
it.
I'm going to be very honest. You have a tough choice to make in the offseason.
Yeah, I
You
Just
really
give me
do.
Trevor.
do, man.
Just give me Trevor.
You don't have the capital, Ethan. Unless you want to offer
He doesn't.
He's-
He doesn't need him.
He doesn't need him. Yeah,
because
like,
here's
What
the
you
thing.
tell me?
Trevor-
You just want Trevor to sit on your bench and look pretty with
Oh,
his
yeah.
golden locks?
I will. I will put
You
him
can
up
tell
on
me
a
next.
pedestal
You sick
on my
freak.
bench, and I'll let him look down on you as your team is in the gutter.
Ooh, Trevor, give me
Yeah,
your approval,
exactly.
Trevor.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing that.
You're
Yeah.
sick.
Oh my!
No.
You're sick, man.
But I am
what is
excited.
with you two?
I'm excited. I've held on to him since we drafted last year, and I was bummed, when I didn't see any progression last year, and then this year started, and he actually was looking good. But now it's like he's QB1.
Well, let's not get too happy after
QB.
one.
No,
after
I
one.
think
Oh
no,
man,
it's not after one
Kelly
game.
right through the hole.
No, it's not after
not
one
after
game
one.
because, like, I would even say the Ravens game is
Yeah.
is a good example. But guys, all right, guess his ranking right now.
He's a top 10.
top 15.
He's top
Ryan's
10.
correct. He's the QB9.
Interesting.
I mean, look at his last.
Like
Let's look at his last couple of games. Let's go all the way back to week 6. 26 points. Week 7, 20 points.
Mhm.
Now, he did face a tough Denver defense. He only got 8 points. Las Vegas, 16. Against KC, 21. Baltimore, 24. Detroit, 17. And now against a Tennessee defense that's pretty solid
We're
against
just
the pass. He just
but
blew a hole in them.
this game, this game shows that we're starting to find the ceiling
Exactly,
for
yeah.
Trevor Lawrence. And I think, like, once they get like a slightly better O line, and then I think the weapons are good right now. I would love to see them. I mean, that I'm excited to see what Calvin Ridley does next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Curb your expectations.
I said I'm excited because he still has Kirk.
Mhm.
He'll still have Zay Jones. I think
And
Marvin
Evan Ingram.
Jones will be, and Evan Ingram was on the prove it deal. So let's see what happens. But
Well,
I
he
think-
just proved
I think
something
now-
today.
yeah, I think, like, Ryan, you have a tough question next year.
Yeah.
And that is, do I want
Oh, did he pull that in? Touchdown, Mike.
Is it really touchdown? Mike?
Oh my gosh,
Mike
touchdown,
Williams.
Mike.
Yep.
What
Yep, he got it.
a catch.
Oh,
I want to see the replay on this.
Oh man, even Tua was dumbfounded.
Oh wow, he had room to spare.
Yeah, he had room to
Yeah,
spare.
you
on
climbed
that.
the ladder. Oh yeah, got both feet in,
Dang.
controlled it. Heck yeah.
Yeah, good job, Mike Will. Mike Will.
You
made
know
it.
what? We like a good Mike Williams.
Yeah, that was a good play for
We're Clemson fans here.
but yeah. Chigo Conquo on the other end of the ball.
Yeah, so
Did
this is
pretty
the,
well.
this
Or
is the
Chad,
big one.
thank you.
Yeah,
No,
Chad
Chigo
Okonkwo.
Conco.
Chad
Oh.
Okonkwo.
Chad Okonkwo. Jeez. But I mean, six targets, 45 yards, a touchdown. He had the cool helmet, one-handed catch, but I think they were talked about is, hey, we're gonna give him a larger role.
Yeah. Well, Vrabel just loves his tight ends because Austin Hooper too.
He's literally becoming the like Delaney Walker of this offense.
Yeah.
And look, I have him in the taxi squad right now, but I think I have no choice but to play him.
Yeah,
Well,
they
good luck with that.
if you're in a situation like that, then yeah, you can do it.
Well, after Debo, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it looks like
that
he's
was
gonna.
cringe. But
so.
I don't think he's gonna be out for a long time. He
Dude,
may
I
be
just
out
hate
for-
plays
he'll be
like
out
that.
for the rest
They
of the
get
rest of the
rolled up.
It's not
season. Yeah, rest of the
ACL.
season, I think. Yeah, at
No,
least it's
it's
not
not
ACL. That's what
It's
I'm
an
happy
ankle
about.
injury of some sort. So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
yeah,
But
so
the Derrick Henrys.
Derrick Henry,
The Derrick Henrys came up
he
short.
he has in the past, I think in the last 6 games against the Jags, he has had 2 200-yard games. And he's just owned the Jags in general during his career.
this was
It's like,
modest.
this was
no,
this
it wasn't a 200-yard game.
yard.
It was only 121.
Well, yeah.
It was no, but this was a more modest game. He only got 121 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, but
So,
let's also
yeah.
be
It's
real.
not right to say.
Average 7 yards a carry. Yep, that will do.
Yeah.
That
do.
will do.
That'll do, Derek.
But
That'll do.
the bummer is he also lost 2 fumbles. And one of them he just
Well,
got
it's just the
fumbled
turnovers that
robbed.
killed him.
Yeah.
one of them he just got
Oh,
rocked,
yeah, that
and it
first one
popped
was-
it popped right into the defender's arms, and like there was no guarding against that. He just got hit real hard
Yeah.
right where the ball was.
Yeah, but he could try a little harder, Ryan.
Yeah, right. No, you'd have to have tree trunks for arms.
He
to
could
be
have
able
gotten
to hold
7.2
on to the
yards per
ball
carry
like
and no
that.
fumbles. So
Yeah. No,
kind of
but,
a chump effort, if you ask me.
But Derrick Henry he showed up, but Trevor Lawrence beat him.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what
Showed
happened. Yeah, showed out. All right, so let's go ahead and
game.
go on to our next matchup. A blowout by the Eagles against the Giants. They just absolutely dominated.
This game was so
the Giants.
The big thing I do want to, we would have brought this up in news and injuries, but Saquon did hit the injury report really late with a neck injury, and that's why to me he only got 9. That's why he only got 9 carries, and I think
Well,
I think
but
they
I would
kind of
rest
knew
him
this
against Philly too.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to kill him.
Well,
no,
they just pretty
especially
much focused
when
on
like
passing.
Yeah, you might as well focus on passing because the next few games, Washington, Minnesota, Indy, and Philly again. Like I'd rather have Saquon for week 18 rather than week 14 because it may take week 18 for you to clinch the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Richie
But
James
besides
had
that,
a good game. I mean, Richie James had a good game.
Yes.
Isaiah Hodgins
No,
was decent.
let's just talk about the Eagles. No more flip floppy.
No, we just talked about Saquon. We're on the Giants right now.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Oh, Ethan's in his own world.
I spaced out for a second.
Wow. So, what do you guys think about Richie James? Because he's kind of been on and off the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Like 3 weeks ago, we weren't hot on him, but
he might.
I don't know.
It's just the targets. The targets throw me off. Like to me, he's in the Chris Moore category. And if it was like, oh hey, you've had like 5 targets like the last 3 weeks, then maybe I feel better about it. But it's just been so up and down.
He's not getting consistent targets. So
that's why I picked up Isaiah Hodgins instead.
Mm-hmm. And that was a good pick.
It's like, okay, all right.
He got that touchdown from it. So, but
yeah,
I think we should. I
don't know.
Go over because it
I'm
really
not big
was.
on New York.
Yeah, I mean, not much happened. They got 22 points, but honestly, it wasn't like flashy. It wasn't.
Don't matter when the other team gets 48.
Yeah, but it wasn't flashy. It wasn't really like it wasn't a big performance by them. So. But on the other side of the ball,
I mean, Philly was
Jalen Hurts, big performance, very big performance.
Dude, Hurts, I mean, I know it says he's QB2, but I'm pretty sure he's QB1 at this point. He's just been kind of a cheat code the last 3 weeks. I think Josh Allen still, because Josh Allen had the crazy games early in the year.
Let's see.
Gosh, man, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are just not on it tonight.
I mean,
No,
Waddle's
Josh
kinda
Allen is
hurt.
QB3.
So who's won?
I think Mahomes.
Oh, it might be Mahomes.
I think it's Mahomes.
Let's see. Yep, it's Mahomes.
Okay.
He has been as consistent
What's
as
up?
consistent can be. My gosh. Like he's had a couple of 30
Yeah, that was a bad.
30 plus point games, but the last like 4 weeks he's been a consistent 21 to 29.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, but let's also
Yeah.
bring
Oh,
up on the Eagles here. Miles Sanders, another great game.
oh,
What is
17,
happening? Oh my
144.
gosh,
Oh,
Tyreek
great.
Hill for a tutty?
Are you
I don't like
serious?
that.
What just
I
happened?
don't like that.
Jeff Wilson like just fumbled at the like 48-yard line of Miami, and then Tyreek Hill just picked it up, reversed field, and ran like 60 some yards.
Oh,
for a
my
oh, we
touchdown.
have the Jordan shrug. Hold on, I'm watching this replay.
Yeah, watch that replay. This was ridiculous.
Yeah, sorry, we're gonna have to take a short replay break real quick. And I have Jeff
Okay, so
Wilson.
Jeff Wilson
Alright, let's
running
see
the
here.
ball.
Okay, Jeff Wilson. Yep, here it is.
Yeah, ball's
Yeah.
out.
All right, clear
Ball's-
fumble.
yeah.
Right.
I have Jeff Wilson.
Sorry, Ryan. He just lost a football that Tyreek took back for a tutty. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. It
wow.
bounces out. Nobody touches Tyreek. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Oh my
What?
god.
Just like they drew it up. Just like they drew it up. Take full credit. Back to the Eagles. Miles Sanders went off today.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 tutties, 144
yeah,
yards.
2 tutties, 17 carries for 144. And Jalen Hurts was right behind him with 6 carries for 70.
With the holy number.
And a tutty.
No, 7 for 77 yards.
Yeah, that's what I said. 7 for 77.
Oh,
And then Boston Scott was behind him for 6 and 33 and a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, just cause.
They rushed for 4.
Just cause, yeah.
They rushed for 4 rushing touchdowns and had 2 passing touchdowns.
Dude, Eagles really
Good
are the
yeah.
best team.
Lord.
Like this
Devontae
is
They
just
are.
hilarious.
Honestly,
yeah, Devontae
like
Smith
I
had a
will
great
concede.
game.
I will concede that they are a very impressive team this year, and it sucks. It sucks that at the same time,
And
the
I hate it.
Eagles are good.
I hate their success.
No, yes, yeah, I hate it because at the same time, every single
you know what's-
year.
Yes, no.
No. Get this. Just listen to what I have to say on this. Every year
know
the
exactly where he's
Vikings
going
are
with this.
good. Every year the Vikings are good. The Eagles are also good, but they're better. And that I hate that. It frustrates the crap out of me. It happened back in 2017 and it's frustrating.
Uh-oh, Ryan got PTSD.
God, I do.
Oh, the
I have
Eagles.
PTSD. That NFC championship game was the last time that the Vikings
It haunts them.
it was like a knife to the heart that I was like, nope, I'm not getting my hopes up again. Nope, I'm not. So
You
this
can't-
year,
You
I'm
can't hurt
tempering
me
my
anymore,
expectations.
Minnesota.
Even though we're 10-3, I'm still going, nope, we're gonna lose this game. Nope, we're gonna lose this game. So the Eagles are
Ryan,
a
I'm
very good
sorry.
team.
I'm
No,
sorry
they-
they hurt you.
They
Hey,
hurt me
hey,
so much.
Hey, Ryan.
But I
it's okay.
still love them. That's
It's
why I'm a
okay.
diehard
Safely.
fan. They hurt me, and I still love them. So, all right.
Listen,
But
Nick
going,
Sirianni and Doug Peterson.
I don't
they
need a
can't-
I
they
don't
can't
need a
get you here.
therapy session.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a therapy session at the end of the year. All
Who's
right.
this?
For the woes
We are.
of our fantasy teams. So let's go ahead.
It's going to be largely
Let's go
eaten up
ahead
by
and
Marcus
go-
Mariota.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. So we got AJ Brown did pretty good work along with what they're dubbing Skinny Batman or
Devontae Adams,
Devontae Smith.
Skinny
Yeah.
Batman.
So Skinny Batman.
And
Baby Batman.
Devontae Smith is wide receiver 21 at the moment. So them,
Heck yeah.
Miami, and I'll have to look through, but there's a couple teams I've been able to sustain 2 top like wide receiver, like 2 top 24 receivers. So I do find that very interesting. AJ Brown is also
enough.
Yeah.
wide receiver 5.
which is really
But on
surprising
to the
for
next
me.
one,
I didn't
It's the
think,
touchdowns.
yeah, I didn't think that Jalen Hurts would be able to do that. But
right? Mhm.
I mean, he's
Well, no one
proved
was
all of us wrong.
expecting this, but good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
So yeah. So let's there's not much to talk about else. I mean, we
Eagles
pretty much
really
covered
wish they
everything.
drafted Jalen Hurts in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
let's go ahead
but
and
they
move
didn't,
on
so.
to the Ravens and the Steelers. Josh, if you have anything to say, now's the time to say it.
Guys, I'm
Or forever hold your
panicking
peace.
because Tyler Huntley left the game concussed. So again, I am out a quarterback. Why? Why? Why?
It's your fault for
But if
picking
anything,
Ravens
I want.
quarterbacks.
Well, no, all right. I'm
You
gonna
did
to
kind
be
of do it to
fair.
yourself.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, there I was going for Mike White, except everyone else knew I was going for Mike White, so everyone else picked Mike White. Which, granted, at this point, I don't think it would be much of a difference. Like either way, I'm still in the same spot. Like my backup quarterback is hurt,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, crap. I'm probably out without Lamar for another 2 weeks
Well, through the
at the
through
very
the
worst time.
playoffs.
Yeah, I know. This
Ooh.
is,
But J.K. Dobbins.
but J.K. Dobbins, and I
Yep.
think he
I would
literally.
have opened it
Oh,
up.
this makes actually seems
I
dangerous.
would have opened it up. Opened up a trade with Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, so I want to bring
But-
bring this up.
No
Ashley
longer.
Go ahead.
Ashley
He's turning
brought
into
this up.
Tyler.
Hold on. Ashley brought this up, and I'm willing to go quarter rules on this. And that is
Okay.
the last week of the playoffs, the last week before playoffs. So this week
Uh-huh.
is when the trade deadline should end.
Agreed.
And I'm all in on that.
But
Dead
why?
silence.
Give me your reason. Give me your reason.
Okay, so literally the biggest reason why is injuries. And
Well,
especially
it's not just that.
well, yeah, well, I'm gonna go with specifically Dynasty League and injuries. And the reason why is because our rosters are so deep already. Rarely is there anyone that you can just grab from waivers and slide them
Yeah.
in. And especially like in my situation, trade deadline's over, boom, Lamar gets hurt. And I can't trade. I have no one to go to. Granted, you could say, oh, you should have had the roster depth and all that, blah, 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 blah. But I still like it for
It's so
me
deep.
but I can't go and trade and get someone to keep me in contention. So right now we're at a
So-
point where an injury just kills you the entire time.
So the reason that the trade deadline is where it is because we can't have people trading that are going into the playoffs just betting it all on that 1 year. Because we have people panic going into the playoffs.
That's
But that's
fine.
what- but that's
if
what we
that's
were
what you want
saying.
to do. Like,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. If we were to move it to week 14 and have it be the end of week 14, if we were to do that, I would probably have a larger hand in vetoing it. So if
Well, I mean, yeah, you
If
can still
it's-
definitely give the notice
if
of
it's
like,
not an
hey,
agreeable
we're not
one,
going to.
if it's not an agreeable one, like it's pretty even along the lines of like, and they give me reasons as to why they're doing this. Like for you, obviously,
Write Ryan an
you're
essay.
in
One
you're in
page minimum.
desperation right now.
Double spaced.
You would have to tell me like, I am doing this because I need this. I need this for, because I don't have a quarterback at all, and it would be a desperation.
Yeah, exactly. And
Pick, but like,
yeah, obviously
yeah,
there wouldn't be like blatant tanking because like the thing is with our draft picks, like I can't just go, I'll give you one
Yeah.
draft pick and I'll give you my 3 best players. No, I'm gonna ask for at least
Yeah.
3, like a bunch
But
of
we're gonna
firsts
have
in
to
in
do-
order for it to make it happen.
But we're gonna have to implement that next year if it's
Yeah.
applicable.
Well, and
So-
here's my extra
Yeah.
value too. Like, if you think about it, like 3 weeks ago, I was fighting to get into the playoffs, and
Mhm.
I didn't know if I was going to be a playoff team, and then obviously lost, and then trade deadline's gone. It's like, okay, well now I can't get anything for the future, even though I know I'm not going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so there's also that element too of like, that's just too early to know who's in the playoffs and who's not. Because
Yeah.
I mean, even now, like there's still 4 people fighting to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
was
like
gonna,
they would have loved these at least last 2 or 3 weeks to make trades before.
Well, and people
the
like me
playoffs
can
next
take
week.
advantage of it. So
yeah. Well, yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
I have
but
a-
that
I
that
have
would
a
have been everybody
QB.
though.
that
Yeah, like you really could have taken like advantage of it.
Yeah,
But that's where I
Yeah,
think
you could have gotten someone to sell their soul for Trevor Lawrence going in the playoffs.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and because there's
I probably
probably
could
a
have.
couple teams thinking, oh hey, you know what? I have a good enough roster to fight for next year. Let me
Yeah.
do what I can to get Trevor Lawrence just to get ready for next year. That's also like
Yeah.
within the realm of possibility. I just
For
feel
sure.
like especially now, and I guess maybe I didn't understand it because it didn't affect me beforehand. It's just dealing with
Yeah.
injuries at the worst time
But
possible.
that was me last year, Josh. Like, because last year I lost 2 people to injuries right before the playoffs.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I can't trade for anybody. Like, I feel like a week 12 trade deadline would be okay if there was like decent players on waiver wire. But our
Right.
rosters are so deep, we're stockpiling for the most part. So our only way to get players is really trade.
Yeah.
So that would be that's my pitch.
And
We'll
we will have a
consider it.
quarter rules session.
I'll
later-
consider it,
next
and
Yeah.
we'll have to.
Or
yeah, we'll
no,
have to
sorry,
do that
Steelers.
later. So, who are we talking about?
Mitchell Trubisky was
first?
terrible.
Steelers.
We're on Steelers. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
got
Oh,
done with
okay.
the Ravens.
Yeah, Trubisky was an interception machine. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a reason why he got benched.
yeah. But I mean, I will also say it's this Ravens defense. Like I've been saying, like they're going to be good. They can actually do it.
They're
Now they
solid.
just needed everyone together. Yeah. Now and literally, if we look at the Ravens defense, they get Cleveland next week. They get Atlanta after that, Pittsburgh again, and then Cincy. So for fantasy playoffs, they have a pretty enticing schedule.
Right.
yeah, but they also don't
Other than
have.
that, Najee.
They also don't have their starting
Oh, sorry.
quarterbacks. 2 of their starting quarterbacks. So
It's going to be a run the ball, play defense
Yeah.
kind of game.
Without
But
that,
with
Najee
that-
nullified. Deontay
Yeah.
looked good.
Deontay.
It was
actually
really-
looked good. Fryermuth looked good. So
Yeah.
Small sample
Finally.
size.
So I think all right, I'm going to say this. I think Muth is going to have an incredible year next year.
Yeah.
Because there have been so many times that he's getting targeted. Like the 2 interceptions was because they were going to Freiermuth.
Oh, Jeff Wilson hurt?
Is he really?
Yeah, he just walked off.
Ah, great.
Rut row.
But talking about Muth is the targets he's getting, like especially in the red zone, just they've barely gotten to him.
Yeah.
So I can totally see a regression back to means, and he can have a really solid year with touchdowns next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the game.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you? Well, I just have a question for you guys. What do you guys think of this
Yes.
Ravens backfield?
Ask me next week.
Oh, you're not quite ready.
It's
to
going to be
answer?
Dobbins. It's going to be
Because-
Dobbins.
That's what my.
Yeah,
that's what my.
I definitely
thought
think
is.
it's going to be more Dobbins, but we don't know yet because they could completely flip the script and it's all Gus Edwards next week. Like,
They've shown to flip the script, but Dobbins is the only true like workhorse back that they really have. Because unfortunately, even Gus Edwards hasn't really looked like Gus Edwards this
Mhm.
year. But literally after 140-yard run by Dobbins, it's like, ooh, he's kind of back. Like that arthroscopic surgery really helped out.
Yeah.
And now that I think Dobbins could be like legit. I mean, Cleveland's not that good of a run defense. Neither is Atlanta. And then going back to Pittsburgh, so he he can literally save teams if you've held on long
Yeah.
enough.
So that'll be
Well,
interesting.
Can I talk a little bit why I think Atlanta's run defense has taken such a hit?
Why? In like a 30 seconds.
Right. So, and that's all I need. So why I think they're struggling so much and why teams going forward are going to have a better time running against them is because with the injuries to AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward and at the safety spot, they had to go to more of a bland defense, more of a shell to accommodate for like that lack of talent in the secondary.
I
Okay.
see. Makes sense.
So you could see that run defense get a little bit better here for the last stretch of the season because obviously Terrell's back, both of their starting safeties are back. They're still going to miss Casey Hayward, but I don't think they need to stay kind of in that sellout for the pass game like they were during that stretch when they just had no one.
Okay.
Interesting. I think
something to watch
I think
going
forward.
something
That's
something to
think
watch,
about.
especially because that can impact what they do with Ritter as well.
Because they were a top 8 rush defense until all of their injuries.
Yeah.
True. So let's go to the next game here, which is it Kansas City and Denver is our next game?
Yes, it is Kansas City and the Broncos. Why don't you go
This
ahead and
was a
take it away,
surprisingly good
Josh?
game.
Vintage Russ till he got concussed.
Yeah,
I'm not
did you see
trying
that
to
knot
rhyme.
on his forehead, dude?
Dude,
Oh
dude,
my
he got
gosh.
That-
dude, like you can tell by his face, and it was just
Well,
like,
did you
ooh.
see it when he hit the ground? They showed his face while he was
Yeah.
sitting there, and he's like sitting there
Oh
doing
yeah, and
this.
he was like,
Yeah.
gone.
It's like,
Yeah,
dude, he's gone.
no,
I was watching it and just
he
saying,
for sure had
"Oh,
a
he's gone.
concussion.
He's out."
He was having a conversation with his grandma.
Yeah, I was like, dude, he's gone. He's
Oh,
in
no.
another realm right now. Like that, no, he ain't coming back.
Might as well just
Mhm.
start the Broncos. He did look good though. So vintage Russ, even though he got sacked
Yeah.
6 times.
Jeez. Yeah, but he did good. I mean, Marlon Mack had this random 60-yard touchdown, and that, but
Return to the
Latavius Murray
Mack.
didn't do well. But let's talk about Jerry Judy.
3 TDs.
Jerry,
Yeah, 3 tutties.
yeah, 8 catches, 73 and 3. Like literally, he goes, "I am the only option. Cool, let's make this work."
I'm the one. Don't
Well, he made it
time.
work, and it worked. Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just need to stay into it. And even Rippin didn't look terrible. Other
Rippon's
than
not
that
bad.
bad kind of other than that bad interception that sealed the game. But other than
Yeah,
he
other
looked
than that,
good.
it wasn't bad, but it was very interesting. It's like, oh hey, Denver can score over 20.
What?
And they scored 28 and they almost won this game. Weird things happen when it's Kansas City and Denver.
Yeah. I mean, Mahomes just always
that-
struggles.
and
with
that's
them.
why-
like he
that's-
always beats them, but he always struggles.
Yeah,
to
that's
beat
why I put Mahomes as a bust in my but he still did good, but it's just weird things happen. And if he didn't have 3 touchdowns, I mean he had 3 picks, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it would have been a different game if he didn't have the 3 touchdowns.
But oh my gosh, Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah.
He went off.
What?
He went off. He had
absolutely off.
Yeah, he had the 2 early touchdowns and like running the ball, nothing like they gave that to Pacheco, but 7 catches, 9 targets, 112 and 2. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, nuts. Dude, Pacheco too. He's that guy.
I think he is.
Yeah, Pacheco's
He's
real
certifiably
good.
that guy.
Yeah, he
I
is
think
certified.
I think the rumors from summer camp or wait,
summer
training
camp.
training
Yeah,
camp.
when they all
Yeah,
went to
Summer
the-
camp
to the
back when he was in
backwater
high school.
bayou,
Yeah.
and
They said he was
yeah.
going to be a
and Andy
real
Reid
good
drew
running
mustaches
back.
on
Yeah,
everybody.
Kim
Yeah, it was
NFL.
great.
Camp counselor Andy Reid.
Yeah, exactly.
Drawing
Camp counselor
mustaches
Andy
on him.
Reid was
Yeah.
raving about him. No. I think he is. Back in training camp there were a lot of rumors that he was going to take over that backfield, and I honestly, I don't know. I didn't believe him. I thought
I kind of believed
I'm
in
having a
CEH,
rough
but that's
day,
just because I
guys.
never believed in
CEH.
CEH.
I'm having a rough day.
Hi, hi.
CEH.
My name is Isaiah Pacheco, and I am the starting running back for Kansas City.
Wait, what did he just say?
But CEH, I
I
didn't.
brought him
I
up.
don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of glad he went away, but I thought he had a stranglehold on this backfield.
And he
But
looked
he's
good at the
gone.
beginning of the season too.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he
know,
just
man. That was
disappeared
weird.
when
It was
Pacheco
weird.
came in.
Yeah.
It seemed like Pacheco went get out of my way and just took over that
Do
backfield,
you
which I
Hold,
love.
Do you
hold
th-
my beer, son.
do you think there is a possibility that CEH? I mean, obviously they're not picking up the 5th-year option. He'll probably be a free agent soon, and I'm pretty sure. I think they have one more year on the deal. What are the chances he goes to Cincy and they just complete the LSU offense minus JJ?
Maybe. I don't.
Interesting. I don't know. Something to
I
watch.
don't know.
Something to
I
watch.
don't
I find
know.
that to be interesting because he might be gone next year. I think that's
I think
not
he will
out
be.
of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, we'll see. But with that
yeah.
was the game.
I mean, one more thing, Juju is kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
wide
Juju.
That
receiver
was a
one.
game. Yeah.
You guys concerned about Kelsey at all or nah?
Nah.
No, this
Yeah,
Broncos
that's what I'm
defense
feeling
really
too.
like locked him down. So I'm not concerned.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Let's go ahead and move on to
Yeah.
our next blowout. Brock Purdy,
San Francisco.
No,
San Francisco
Purdy,
Brock
Purdy.
Purdy and the
49ers
boys.
versus the Buccaneers. Mr. Irrelevant came into this
16 for
game
21, 2 tutties.
almost,
Yeah.
passed for almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns while rushing for another one
Yeah,
against Tom
dude.
Brady.
Okay, Brock.
That's crazy. Mr. Irrelevant. This is the first time ever that a Mr. Irrelevant
Mr.
QB
Irrelevant.
has started a game
Done
and
well.
won.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
nuts.
yeah,
This is 2 wins now for him.
he did
2
well.
wins
Now, granted, the win is on CMC because, oh my God.
Yeah,
but
CMC.
Yeah, CMC won that game for him.
CMC walked out of the locker room and said, I'm here to destroy you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Like,
and
And
what-
Brandon
I
Ayuk.
hope you take it personal.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ayuk. All right, so let's go right into the Debo injury. So they're saying it's a
Dude,
high
Jeff
ankle.
Wilson being carted off.
No,
Ooh.
no, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
no.
hip. It's a
Not
hip.
Mr.
It's a
Jeffy.
hip injury.
That's not good. But going back to Debo is a high ankle sprain according to Kyle Shanahan, and considering how they are a playoff team, they're not 8-4. Yeah, 8-4.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, wait, why are they 8-4, not 9-4? They might be 9-4. Now thinking about it, but yeah, 9-4. But
Yeah, it says 9.
they kind of have the strangle. Yeah, 9-4. They're on they have the stranglehold over the on the division right now. I don't think they'll have Debo the rest of play for the rest of this regular season.
Not until the playoffs.
Yeah, not until playoffs. So which means he's out for your fantasy playoffs. So if you were depending on Debo, yikes. But I do think
Welcome to reality.
Yeah, this is where Ayuk.
Yep.
We're gonna
Golly,
see.
Eckler is just so good, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Go off Ayuk. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's
That's
yeah,
crazy. That
I'm gonna
go
keep.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm gonna be keeping Ayuk in for the rest of the year.
I don't blame you. Like I think he is. I think he's going to turn into what Debo was. So I think with CMC,
minus
George
running the ball.
Kittle, and Ayuk, and I think they're going to put some of that rushing work on him. Because that year,
I don't think
so.
I don't think so because Debo was built like a running back. That's why they were doing it with Debo. And
Ayuk was he was not built.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Ayuk's
I think
more of a
he sees
receiver than Debo is.
Yeah, but I think he sees some of that
Nah.
rushing work. You
Nah,
cannot
onto the
believe
Bucs.
this, but I think so.
Nah.
So
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I won't believe you how.
the Bucks.
Bucks just couldn't get anything
Rashad
going,
White.
man.
Yeah, it was just
Rashad
not there.
White. Is he taking over that backfield?
I mean, he's been they've been riding with the
he-
hot hand.
Yeah.
I think he is. He's had 4 straight good games. Seattle, Cleveland, New
Wow.
Orleans, and San Francisco over 10 points. Becoming probably the rookie MVP in some
Oh.
aspects.
Oh yeah.
Some aspects.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, and Mike Evans, yikes. And then Godwin was the only one that hit 10 over 10 points. Should have had a touchdown, and Russell Gage took it instead.
Yeah. I think Tom Brady is losing faith in Mike Evans. I really don't think that he likes throwing him the ball anymore.
I don't know.
So
yeah,
I think there's something going on there because it seems like Chris Godwin is
I just
becoming wide receiver 1.
I just think, especially with the O-line, it's been hard for Brady to just stand back there and uncork it to Evans. If anything, I think that's the problem. Losing Jensen, losing Hainsey, losing Donovan Smith, losing Tristan Wirfs at points. It's been a lot of O-line troubles. Best way to beat Brady is through the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we're done with that match.
Let's
go on to our last matchup of the night. The Panthers versus the Seahawks. So
yeah,
this was a game.
Gino was pretty good, but this game, it was a lot of catch up from Seattle.
It was, and they couldn't quite get it done.
Starting Panthers?
Yeah,
let's start with the Panthers.
DJ Moore was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, none of the passing work was nowhere to be found, to be honest with you.
Well, he almost caught,
except Dwight Schrute.
Caught I think it was like a 30 or 40 yard touchdown. But it
but it's Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
A shovel pass? Wow. All right, that was impressive.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's sexy.
So
Keenan Allen's so good too.
Yeah, there's not much to.
But they just ran all over.
There's not much to talk about.
that was really
on the Panthers. Yeah, they just
just the
Chuba
Hubbard. Yeah, just the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Chuba Hubbard
went crazy. Deontay Foreman went crazy.
Raheem Blackshear.
Is it Shear or Shear?
Blackshear. Yep.
Blackshear.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at it. That's 170 yards rushing right there, and then 200 yards rushing because Darnold had 30 yards rushing as well.
Dwight Schrute, you mean?
Dwight Schrute, yes.
Dang.
And then let's go to
on the other side. Gino tried.
Yeah.
The turnovers hurt.
Yeah, the turnovers did hurt, but we were trying to figure out who the starting running back would be, and it ended up being Travis Homer.
It ended up being neither.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not starting neither, but Marquise Goodwin, however, 5 for 95 and 1. And
I love it. I love the story.
But Metcalf and Lockett, they are both top 24 wide receivers. So there's 3 teams that have 2 top 24 wide receivers, which I find to be very interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is honestly pretty crazy. And then, it's literally just been all them.
Yeah.
Not even like tight end help.
Yeah. And it was Lockett more early on. Now it's been Metcalf for this final. I love what he does every season. Like disappears midway through. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the season, he's just that guy.
Yeah.
Yep. How DK of you.
DK, you swindler.
Yeah.
And I think that's week 14 right there.
Week 14.
Yeah, pretty much. That
we made it.
Yeah. That's it. That's all the games for our.
Oh, there is one last thing because we didn't get to talk about it yesterday for news and injuries. But the finale of Ritter Watch. He has been officially named the starter.
Yep, been officially named the starter for the Falcons.
So if you have nothing to lose and he's been riding your taxi squad all season,
try it out.
Throw him in.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Well, I mean, it's the first round of the playoffs. So
If you have nothing to lose. No, that's why I
Yeah.
prefaced it.
yeah,
If you have
If you have
nothing to
nothing to
lose,
if you have nothing
and
to
you
lose,
just want to see what he can do,
I mean, hey, you
might as well.
could put him in, and he ends up getting like 30 points. Who knows? Who knows?
Who
Yeah.
knows? And that I think that's why we've all been excited for him. It's who knows what's going to
And-
happen.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying like he's going to come in and save this team, but we've all been
I
waiting
mean, you've been
to see,
you've been kind of
you know,
hyping him up
just to see.
as the savior of this team.
But no, I wasn't saying he's going to save this team. I'm just saying he's a proven winner, and I want to see what he can do at the helm.
Okay.
That's what I've been saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's the second coming of Tom Brady. Like, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, look what he did in
No, that's Mac
college.
Jones.
He looked good in the
I,
preseason.
I
He was way more aggressive than Marcus Mariota. I want to see what he can do.
Okay.
I think we're either going to be everyone's going to be proven right. He was the guy, and we found him. He's going to be really good,
and
or
it'll be a little too late.
Mariota was, or Mariota's so bad that we overinflated
Drake.
what Ritter could be,
Yeah.
and Ritter's
Yeah.
not the guy.
And Ritter's not the guy.
Like
Yeah,
there is
exactly.
no in between.
Exactly. I mean,
But either way,
that
it's fine
only
because they're in
only
position
takes
for a top
seeing him out
QB.
on the field. So
So it's a
Yep.
win-win.
yeah,
Because if he is the guy, well, then he can take the Falcons to the playoffs, which is disgusting to say, but it is still a thing. They're only a half game back. Or they're
Sadly.
still in prime position because they'll lose out for
Yeah.
a top QB. So either way, it's an absolute win for the Falcons. We're going to go on a spending spree in the offseason, upgrade that defense,
yeah.
get a few more skill players.
This has quietly become Falcons
Exactly.
talk. Falcons watch.
All right. All right. And now my watch begins.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see
So-
what happens along with everyone else.
Yeah. So thank you guys.
Happy week 14.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Happy week 14. Thank you for watching our videos. Just make sure to get on and like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and all of our videos. We'd really appreciate it. It helps it get it out to more people. It helps the algorithm. And make sure to go on
definitely
our
the subscribe part too.
yeah, definitely subscribe. But get on and
Please.
go to our social medias at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Last Place FP. Like us on there. We post updates. We post graphics on stuff we're talking about sometimes, stuff like that. So get on and like it and follow us. So happy week 14, everyone. Good luck in the playoffs. We will see you to help
If you
you
made it.
hopefully
If you didn't, I feel your pain.
coach some of you into the next round of the playoffs, and we'll have a sit and cry time next week for those of you who lose. So love y'all.
Hit him with the quote, Ethan.
Yeah, hit him with the quote,
Yes,
Ethan.
please never forget. Thank you, Josh, for doing it when I wasn't here. But sometimes you're right.
Gosh.
Sometimes you're Brian.
All right.
Or
And
you're
we'll see
Ethan,
everyone
who-
next week.
Or you're Ethan, who doesn't even make it into the playoffs.
Oh, that's
Well.